day after All-Stars baseball season is over. Making some breakfast right now, a little bacon and egg action. Been kind of slacking off training for the past 2 weeks. I've gotten in once or twice. Trying to get back a rhythm now. I got World Championships in 103 days, so it's time to get a little bit serious. I guess as serious as you can be when wearing a kilt and throwing rocks and flipping sticks.
Come hell or high water, I'm there. The kingdom come, I will prepare to lose you when you answer. This heartache I'll grip till I'm o'er. These lovely thoughts I won't ignore.
Kind of an interesting day coaching today. Another CrossFit, hey, is merging with Heroes CrossFit, and we're probably going to get a lot of those people in today because they're remodeling the other spot. So we're going to meet some new people and I guess introduce them with some bar muscle ups and snatches. All right, class done. Very big class. Good group though. Worked a lot of bar muscle up technique. We only had a couple athletes, the coaches that were actually the people that had their bar muscle ups or the muscle up skill, but it was fun to work with some people, get them real close to it. I always find that very funny though, because it's one of those things where like everybody focuses on the muscle up so much in CrossFit, and it is a big deal to get it, especially as an adult that never trained. But I mean, if you watch gymnastics classes, like that's just how they get up onto the implement to do stuff. Like that's not like it's a skill at one point, but I think they get a candy bar when they're 8 years old because they get it the first time, and then that's it. So it's always kind of funny to me. But you know, hey, that's the fun of CrossFit. A lot of us didn't grow up being gymnasts, so you know, we get introduced to that later in life, and yeah, it takes a little while. So here's how the day's played out so far. Finished coaching the class, immediately had to run back, trade off the kids with the wife. She had an appointment. Get them out of the pool, take one of them to a play date. Come back, try to do a little bit of work, and then pick the other one up from a play date, the little one again, and take her to a swim lesson. Got her back, dealt with groceries, and now we're getting on towards dinner time, and there's been zero chance to train. So this is the reality of my situation. This is the kind of stuff I just have to work around. This is real life. So I'm gonna have to at some point double down on my efforts later if I can't get a session in today. This is life. Doesn't stop for Highland Games or any other silly stuff I decide to get into. So as mentioned yesterday, time is a little bit short right now. Summertime's just crazy. I kind of have the choice between throwing and lifting, and when that choice comes up, it's pretty much always going to be throwing. So I'm going to come out, quick stone work. I'm just going to follow the training lab protocol that we put out this week. Just come out here, get it done. Don't have to think, just have to get it done.
This compress rest cold on your hand, and last night you killed us again. Believe me when I say that the blood under fingernails shows. You play it cool, but we all know delusion is all the rage now.
Okay, so that was kind of a hot mess. Everything went pretty well up to the full throws. I had kind of committed to trying the modified South African, the MSA, because I have some big goals for what I want to do with the open stone based on how things have been going with it. And after some discussions with some other throwers, the thought process was that I'm not going to be able to get those with the glide, that I might need to work to a rotational technique. I moved away from the full spin for the build up to nationals because it wasn't consistent enough for me. The glide I could consistently hit in the same area that would get me, top 3 with any group, especially in lightweights that I was throwing with. So I decided to work the MSA today, and it feels weird. It feels very weird after doing a full spin technique, and especially the glide for a while. I'm going to continue to keep it in the repertoire. Everything's kind of going the same distances. I'm hitting low 40s with everything. I threw a lighter stone and a 16 shot today. Everything's in the low 40s, so it's not like there's a huge drop off. It just doesn't feel right. I don't feel like I'm getting to the front well. I don't feel like I'm traveling across the trig properly. But look, I haven't worked on it, so I can't be too shocked when that happens. It just felt sloppy. So I'll continue to work that and see if any kind of breakthroughs come along with it, and just keep every other technique, in the toolbox, because again, they're all kind of flying the same distance. It's just with one technique, the full spin, I know I can pop out big throws, but I've maybe done that once or twice with the glide too. So maybe I just need to be a better thrower overall. That's the lesson there. Okay, so on to more fun stuff. How have things been after the win at Nationals? It's been really nice. I took an entire week off from training. I didn't touch a weight. I didn't touch an implement. I haven't done that since I don't know when. I continue to coach. I continue to, it was the end of All-Stars baseball season for my sons. So that took up a lot of time and mental energy, which I was really happy to do. Did not train for an entire week, and I'm kind of slowly rolling back into it. I convinced Keegan, our coach at Training Lab, to start programming me to help me get a little bit stronger. The concept is get stronger. I wanted to do that before Nationals, but as I've discussed previously, there just wasn't time to intelligently do that. It would have been a waste of time. I had better things to do, like get faster and throw better. So I have enough time. I'm about 100 days out right now. I have enough time to spend a little bit of time regaining or even gaining some strength. So I'm going to spin a block, try to get a little bit stronger. Then we're going to go back to the plan like we did for Nationals. We're going to get faster. We're going to throw a ton. That's never going to change. Throwing is going to be at the forefront at all times when I'm preparing for big games. I mean, that's the sport. That's the specificity. That's what I have to do. But getting stronger in the meantime, I think, is a good goal, and it gives me some focus, and it gives me a more singular thing in the weight room to be thinking about. It's been an awesome ride otherwise. Just seeing what, I have awesome subscribers, followers. I can't even say fans because I don't know, it just feels weird to say that, but I have awesome people that, are paying attention, whether they're in the Highland Games world or not, and my getting that win helps to propel this sport a little bit further, just a tiny bit further. It helps to propel the sport into the limelight just a little bit more, get it out there a little bit more, and that's awesome. That's exactly what I want. I want this sport to grow. I want the lightweight class to grow, and I want it to succeed. And it's definitely done that. I've had a chance to do a podcast. I got another one coming up. Being a guest on those podcasts is really, really fun, and that's good practice for me. I've never been a podcast guest before, so it's kind of good to hear my own voice and how terrible it is, or then there are things I need to talk more about, talk less about, all that kind of stuff. It's been really fun though, and I think it's been cool to see the response, how positive everybody is. Even the people that I competed against have been super positive. We stayed in touch. We're motivating each other. And, I've got to face John and Nigel again. They were number 2 and 3 at Nationals. I got to face them again at Worlds. And like I've said before, they're not going to be slouching before they get there, and neither are any of the other competitors internationally. So I got my work cut out for me there, but I think it's a really cool time for Highland Games, a really cool time for the lightweight class. I think with the combination of guys like Matt constantly putting out content, friends like Spencer breaking world records and doing it and having an awesome time doing it at the same time. The lightweight class coming along, lots of A competitors on that cusp to getting to the pro level, great athletes coming out. I think it's a really cool time. So I'm happy to be part of that. And I hope that through all the stuff I'm doing as a lightweight, that I hope that it kind of snowballs all together and helps the sport continue to grow, because there's a lot of cool personalities here. I've said this for a long time. I think if anybody paid attention, especially at the pro level of Highland Games, they would find some awesome personalities that are like reality show worthy. I mean, maybe more like Bad Girls Club than like the real world, but it's still reality TV ready. So that's it for today. Little light on training stuff, but hey, that's been life so far. Been a little light on training, but more to come. the countdown begins again. Let's get ready for Worlds. Freeloader. Alright, headed out to baby shower now. Actually having it at Ashley's work at the hospital in the break room since she's working tonight. So we will take the whole family there, and I will use my camera to peer into patients' rooms and look at their charts. What do you have to say to the world, Evan?
You know.
No, not the whole world.
Do it to me.
What do you have to tell the world, Hannah?
I love you.
Alright, shower concluded. I think we made out like bandits. Came away with a brand new stroller, which was a total surprise, and a bunch of baby clothes. Which is good, because even though you think you can hand down baby clothes from one girl to another girl, babies puke and poop all over everything. So there's a very small percentage of those baby clothes left over that are usable. Awesome stuff.